Good morning, dear student. Today we are going to study our third poem, The Inchcape Rock, which is written by Robert Southey. In this poem, Robert Southey has highlighted the two characters. One is Abbot of Aberbrothock, and second is Ralph the Rover. Rover means the pirate, means the people who capture the ship in the ocean and plunder the ship, and whatever belongings they are getting in the ship, they are taking in their own possession, is known as the rover. So Ralph is a criminal-minded. His background is just like a criminal-minded. He is having jealousies and wicked natures and evil-minded. Okay. And second, the Abbot of Aberbrothock. He is very kind to the sailors, and he is benevolent, big-hearted. He is having care for the safety of the sailors who are coming in the ocean, and he is more concerned for the ships and cargoes at the sea. He is having a humanitarian values. Okay, so these are the two characters in which the poet Robert Southey has bring in front of us the imagery, means clear pictures in the ocean. Whatever happening takes place in the ocean are highlighted by the poet Robert Southey in our poem. Okay, now this Abbot of Aberbrothock, what he did in the ocean? What he did? He placed one bell, Inchcape bell. Inchcape Rock. Inchcape Rock is under the sea, and there all the sailors are coming, and for the as a warning, he placed one bell so that the sailor could notice it, and they can change the direction across the Inchcape Rock. Okay, but due to jealousy and hatred, this Ralph the Rover, what he did? He cut the Inchcape bell, and he says that all the sailors, they are saying him thank you, they are giving him a gratitude for his good deeds. Now nobody is going to give him a big thank you for protecting the sailor. In this way, in the jealousies, the Ralph the Rover, he has cut the Inchcape bell. Okay, now let us have a glance over the text. Stanza number first, page number 104. No steel in the air, no steel in the sea. The ship was as still as she could be. Her sails from heaven issued no motion. Her keel was steady in the ocean. In the first four lines, the poet wants to say us that sea is quite calm. There is no activity has been taken place in the ocean. All the sea are stable, steady in the ocean. There is a low tide in the ocean, and air is windless. Windless in the morning, and ships are calm on the waters. Nothing is happening, no activity has been taken so far in the ocean. Sea is silent and no motion in the ocean. Means what? There is no motion, no activity has been taken the place so far. Waves splash over the Inchcape Rock. All the big waves in the oceans are splashing, sprinkling the water over the Inchcape Rock. And Abbot of Aberbrothock, he placed one bell. Bell is a warning for all the sailors who are coming nearby the Inchcape Rock. Okay. No motion. Her keel and steady in the ocean. Keel means long piece of wood along the bottom of a boat. This is a part of its frame. Keel is a long piece of wood along the bottom of the boat. And steady. Steady means constant. Means all the seas are constant in the ocean. No activity is taking place, and it is the spring season, and everywhere over the sky, all the seabirds are flying over the sky in a big round. Okay, they are flying. So everything is going on very smoothly, and all the birds are happy. There is a spring season. The spring season is going on, and in this way, all is going well. Without either sign or sounds of the shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. So little they rose, so little they fell, they did not move the Inchcape bell. So the poet says that Miss Abbot of Aberbrothock, what he did? He placed one bell so as to give the warning to all the sailors who are all the ships and cargoes are passing through the ocean, so that they could get a signal here there is a rock. If what will happen, suppose rock is there in the ocean, At that time, the sailors, captain does not know there is a rock under the water. The ship may collide, and in this way, they will down into the water. So this Inchcape Bend is a warning placed by the abbot of Aberbrothock. He has placed for what purpose? So as to save the sailors and their ship. He is kind-hearted. He is having a good humanitarian value. Abbot of Aberbrothock. Okay. So that linking would be heard and sailors avoid rock. So at the high tide, when the water will come up and down, at that time what will happen? When the nearby the shore, the water is splashed, and in this way the bell will ring with the means high tide water with the big waves, and the sailors they will come to know that there is some danger. So there is a in order to avoid the dangers, abbot of Aberbrothock has placed one bell. Rocks were hidden by high tides, and by high tides the sailor couldn't make out whether there is where the rocks are there under the water. So in order to avoid them, in order to save them, abbot of Aberbrothock has placed that, and sailors change the direction safely. And in this way, when the rough waves comes at that time, the rough wave, big waves cause the bell to ring. When the movement takes place under the ocean, over the ocean, at that time, this bell was ringing, and sailors they are getting the warning and they change their direction very quickly. Okay. Then sailors change the direction safely. They bless the abbot for saving them, and all these sailors they are giving a big thank you. They are means expressing their deep sense of gratitude to abbot of Aberbrothock for doing these good deeds so as to save the sailors. See the next line. Without other sign, the abbot of Aberbrothock had placed that bell on the Inchcape rock on a buoy in the storm. It floated and swung, and over the waves its warning rung. Here buoy means floating object, anchored in the sea. It is given in the textbook. Anchored in the sea to mark the dangerous place. Buoy is a floating object. You might have seen in the Discovery Channel when the sailors they are going under the sea. So when they see the shark and whales, they are coming near by the ship. They very often used to throw big drums. In the drums, they are putting some fish or some remains of the fish. Okay, some food they are putting in that drum, and sometimes they are putting that what we can say, that white lime, okay, in the drum, and they are putting in the ocean in order to rescue themselves from the dangerous shark and whale. You might have seen in the Discovery Channel. Okay, the abbot of Aberbrothock had placed the bell on Inchcape rock on a buoy. Buoy is a floating object. In the storm, it floated and swung. Swung means to cause to move in another direction, means to change the direction. Okay, it is given in a textbook. And over the waves, its warning rung. And in this way, the poet wants to say that these sailors they are getting some idea of the dangers, and in this way, very often they change their direction after hearing the Inchcape bell ringing on the surface of the ocean. Next. When the rock was hit by the surge well, when the rock was hit by the surge well, the mariners heard the warning bell, and they knew the perilous rock and blessed the abbot of Aberbrothock. When the rock and this big rock was hit by the surge. Surge well means sudden and great rise in level of sea. Sudden rise of level of sea. When there is a high tide in the ocean, at that time the level of waves were 15 meters, sometimes 20 meters. Okay, and the meteorological department gives us the warning to the sailors and mariners and fishermen not to go into the ocean. Okay, we might have seen in the news channel they are giving warning at a time of monsoon season, and they are giving warning all these sailors and fishermen not to go into the ocean. At that time there is a big waves were splashing the water. Okay, surge. The miners heard the warning bell. When there is a high tide, in the high tide, the mariners they hear the sound bell sound nearby the Inchcape rock. and they comes to know there is a dangerous, and they are turning their ship and cargoes from the Inchcape Rock. They are going away from the Inchcape Rock so as to save their ship from the wrecking. Next, and then they knew the perilous rock, and they placed then they come to know, yes, this is a perilous means very dangerous, perilous. It is given the perilous rock, dangerous rock. So they change their direction, and after changing the direction, they are giving big thank you. They are giving their blessing to Abbot of Aberbrothock to save their life. Abbot of Aberbrothock is a good character in the poem, and he is saving the life of the sailors. So Abbot of Aberbrothock plays a very prominent role in order to save the life of the sailors. So this is the story of the stanza number first. Okay, now we will discuss second stanza. In the second stanza, the poet is saying that the spring, the sun is in heaven up to Abbot of Aberbrothock. Second stanza. Spring has made everything feel happy. It is a spring season, and in the spring season, all the birds are happy. Sea birds are roaming over the sky in a circle. They are making a round on the sky. These sea birds were screaming. They are shouting. They are chirping over the sky. And Ran, a pirate, robbed Princess cargo. So the Ran is a evil-minded. His character is not good. He plundered the ship in the ocean and killed the people on the boat. And whatever means belonging they were having on the ship, he is taking their goods under his own possession. Okay, Ran the rover, pirate. He was in jolly mood after killing the people on the boat, after plundering the ship on the ocean. He was having a jolly mood. He becomes very much happy, and he proceeds forward to his journey. Thought to destroy good deeds of Abbot. He thought that now to destroy the good deeds of Abbot. Means what was the good deed? Good deed is that he has placed one bell at the Inchcape Rock. Nearby the Inchcape Rock, he has placed one bell. That bell was used as a warning in the ocean, and the sailors, they come to know, they are taking the turn nearby the Inchcape Rock because it is very dangerous, perilous. Okay, because at the rock their ship may collide, and after wrecking the ship in the ocean, they may die, the pirates and the captain of the ship. Okay, so that's why he has placed one bell. So now what he thought, now I will proceed forward and I will cut the Inchcape bell. Okay, the good deeds of Abbot was the bell. So he proceeded forward nearby the sea coast of the Scotland, thought to destroy the good deeds of Abbot. He has a jealousy on the good deeds, means good work of Abbot. He was having a jealousy. So he proceeded forward to the seashore of the ocean nearby the Scotland. Okay, see the text now. Second stanza, page number 105. The sun in heaven was shining gay. The sun in the heaven, on the sky, the sun was shining, and shining gay. Means sun was also very happy. Spring season was there, and all the birds were full of in a joyful mood. Sea birds screaming and wheeled round, and there was joyance. Joyance means delight, enjoyment in their sound. The birds were chirping. Their sounds were in their sound. There is a happiness was reflected very clearly by the poet. He says that the birds were shouting, and they are in a happy mood. Wheeled around means a flock of birds flying around in circles, which looks like a wheel. So the group of birds were flying over the sky in a circle, just like a wheel, and they are very much happy. And there was joyance in their sound. In their sound, screaming, there is a happiness was reflecting very clearly, according to the poet. The boy means floating object. Here the B-U-O-Y, boy means floating object. Floating object. Floating object. Floating object. floating object over the surface of the ocean where the ships are running in the ocean. The buoy of the Inchcape Bell was seen a darker speck, a tiny dot. Speck means tiny dot. Speck, their meaning is a tiny dot, a tiny, T-I-N-Y, tiny dot, a tiny dot. Sir Ralph the rover walked his deck. Deck is a captain's compartment. Deck in the ship. Captain's compartment. Captain's compartment. Compartment. Captain's compartment in a ship. In a ship. Now what happened? The buoy. The Ralph the rover, he saw the buoy. Buoy is a floating object nearby the Inchcape Rock, and speck. And there was a tiny dot. He sees a tiny dot, and the Ralph the rover walked his deck. He walked near. Means Ralph the rover. He comes nearby the deck. Means captain's compartment. Okay. They are having separate compartment where the captains they are running the ship in the ocean. Okay, deck. It is known as deck, captain's compartment. Ralph walked his deck and he fixed his eye on the darker speck. So fix his eye means what? To look for a long time. To look for a long time. Ralph the rover. Ralph the rover. He started looking. He started looking at the deck. From the deck, he fixed his eye nearby the Inchcape Rock. He saw a tiny dot. He felt the cheering power of spring. It made him whistle. It made him sing. His heart was mythful to excess, but the rover's myth was wickedness. Myth to excess means extremely happy. Mythful. Mythful means extremely happy. Mythful means extremely happy. Extremely happy. He felt his cheering power of his spring. He made his vision. It made him sing. His heart was mythful to excess, but the rover's myth was wickedness. Now, here the poet wants to say that after means in the ocean, after seeing all the scene, the birds were chirping over the sky, and the Ralph, he became very much happy, and his happiness was not in the favor of means innocent people. So his happiness is wicked. The poet says that his happiness is wicked. He is having a means evil activities. Evil activities were coming into the evil activities was coming into his mind, and now he's having a means dangerous plan against Abbot of Aberbrothock. So what was the dangerous plan? To go nearby the Inchcape Rock, and he comes out of the deck and gave order to his subordinate to take him nearby the Inchcape Bell. So there he went and he cut off the Inchcape Bell, and he became very much happy because he don't want the Abbot of Aberbrothock that people who would say him miss thank you. Okay, his good deeds. He wants to exploit the good deeds of Abbot of Aberbrothock, and that's why he was having jealousy in his heart, and he thought one evil plan, evil-minded activities, and to cut off the Inchcape Rock. Okay, see now. His eye was on the Inchcape float. He was looking very clearly at the Inchcape Rock. Inchcape Rock, he saw one floating. Said, quoth he, my man, put out the board and row me to the Inchcape Rock. He gave the order to his subordinates, who were his subordinates, his men. What he says, my man, put out the board and row me, take me to the Inchcape Rock, nearby the Inchcape Rock, and I will plague the abode of Aberbotho. Plague means cause pain or trouble. Plague. Plague means, here I am writing. Plague means cause pain or trouble. Cause pain. Cause pain. Cause pain. So now he want to give the pain to abbot of Aberbotho, plague. Okay. Now he wanted to give the pain to abbot of Aberbotho. Abbot of Aberbotho. Okay. What was the pain? To cut the Inchcape bell. If Inchcape bell he will cut in this way, the warning, the sailors will not get in the ocean, and in this way the ship will wreck and all the sailors will die under the ocean. Okay. My man, put out the boat and row. So in this way, here the poet wants to say that the evil-minded, evil activity comes to into the mind of the pirate, Ralph, and he has decided to cut off the Inchcape bell. Okay, that was the, and he became very much happy, and in this happiness, he has forgotten that he is going to commit a crime. Okay. Crime was that the cutting of the Inchcape bell. So now we have finished our second stanza. In second stanza, once again I am summing up that spring season is there. Spring season, there is a spring season, and all the birds are very much happy. They are screaming over the sky in a round circle. Okay, and Ralph the pirate, he is a robber. He robbed all the precious cargo. All the cargo ships are going in the ocean. There he looted, he plundered the cargo ships and take all their his goods into his own possessions. Killed the people on the boat, and he killed the people on the boat who were on the boat in the on the ship. Plundered cargo ship, and he was in jolly mood. Afterwards, he became very much happy, and he thought that now I will end the plan of abbot of Aberbotho. All the sailors are saying him thank you. So he is having the jealousy. So what he thought? To destroy the good deeds of abbot of Aberbotho. He has jealousy on abbot of Aberbotho, and in this way he wants to end his plan. So now we have to finish our second stanza. In the third stanza, the poet says that the pirate. The poet says that the pirate, he ordered his man to row. He ordered his man, means assistant, who are working along with the pirate. Okay, the pirate assistant. He gave them the order, means to take him nearby the Inchcape bell. There he went and he cut off the Inchcape bell. Ralph cut the bell from the Inchcape float. He has already cut the bell. It slowly sank into the water, and the gargling sounds comes after cutting the bell, and very slowly the bell sank into the water, under the water. He was satisfied. Now he was satisfied. The next ship would wreck. The pirate Ralph, he is satisfied. Now the next ship will come. Directly it will collide. It will collide the rocks, and in this way the ship will wreck, and in this way all the goods and the people who are boarded over the ship would drown. Now the sailors would not thank aboard. The sailors who are coming with the ships on the ocean, who are timing their journey in the ocean, they will now not say thank you to the abbot. Why? Because he has already cut off the bell. Okay. Pirate sailed away. Pirate will sail away, and in this way, the pirate, he sailed away his ship. He proceeded forward and looking for the ship to loot, and he reached the Scotland shore. What happened? In this way, after thinking that, he sailed his ship nearby the Scotland shore. Scotland. Yeah, he has already proceeded forward. Now what happened? Pirate, he sailed away looking for all the ship to loot. He is plundering the ship, looting all the precious goods of the ship, and in this way he was proceeding forward. Now what happened? There was a fog. Finally, there was a fog on the sky. Means there was a fog on the sky, and there is a darkness spread all over the sky. There is a darkness, and storm comes, and in this way he could not see the captain. He comes under a dilemma. He could not see anything. There is a darkness, and he was stranded on the ocean. Okay, there is a complete darkness over the sky. Let us have a glance over the text now. Stanza number 3, textbook page number 105. The boat is lowered, the boatman row. Boatman row means what? They bought a ship, and with the help of the stick, they are having big bamboo. They push to push a boat by oars, big bamboos. With the help of that bamboo, they are pushing forward the ship. Okay, oars. It is known as oars. And to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. After cutting the bell, he proceeded to nearby the Scotland shore. His ship was reaching to the Scotland shore. Down sung the bell with gurgling sound. Gurgling means rippling. Gurgling means rippling. Gurgling means rippling sound, rippling, or we can say bubbling sound, bubbles, bubbling sound, all the bubbles. When he cut the bell goes under the ocean, and in this way the rippling sound was coming, and there was a bubble comes up over the surface of the ocean. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth means said, Sir Ralph, the next man who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. What he says? Now the next ship will come. Now they will not say thank you to the abbot of Aberbrothock, because their ship is going to collide with the Inchcape Rock. Okay, and they will not say thank you to the abbot of Aberbrothock. Next, page 106. Sir Ralph the rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a day, and now grown rich with plundered store, he steers his course for Scotland shore. Scot means travel freely, energetically for ships to row. Now he is traveling freely. Ralph the rover, he is traveling freely on the ocean, and on the ocean what he is doing? He is plundering the ships and cargoes. And now growing the plunder, the store, he steers his course for Scotland shore. He has already turned his ship nearby the Scotland shore. So thick a haze overspread the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind had blown a gale all day, and evening it had died away. Now what happened? The dilemma has arisen now. Now he is in danger, because Ralph, he has not done the good work, because he is having the evil mind. Evil mind is what? He has cut the Inchcape bell. Okay, and abbot of Aberbrothock, he has placed. He has already placed that Inchcape bell so as to rescue the sailors in the ocean. But what he did, his evil mind is that he has cut the bell, and now he is facing the dilemma. Who? Ralph is facing the dilemma. Now he is supposed to face his bad deeds. The bad deed, what he did, he has cut the bell. Now the bad deed is that he has already cut the bell. Now he is facing the dilemma. His dilemma is, see the next. So the haze. Haze means haze means moisture. Haze. Haze is a moisture. is moisture. Over the sky there is a moisture, and the captain of the ship means rower, rather rower, they could not see anything over the sky, and there is a haze, moisture, and in the moisture they could not see anything, and air has already stopped, and in this way there is a darkness over the sky, and in this way he is facing a problem. The ship could not push it forward. Okay, see the next. The wind had blown a gale all day. The wind had blown a gale. Gale means a very strong wind, and there was a storm has arisen. Gale means very strong wind. Gale, very strong wind. Very strong wind. Now what happened? There was a moisture over the surface of the sky. On the sky there is a big haze, moisture, and they could not see anything. There is a darkness. Darkness has already overspread over the sky, and there is a haze and a gale. Gale means strong wind. A strong wind was coming in the ocean, and the ship, due to the strong wind, Ralph, he is facing the problem. His ship could not move forward, and in this way he is stranded in the ocean. In the third stanza, Ralph, he did bad deeds of cutting the bell. Now what he saw, he is going to face that thing. Okay, it is just like a tit for tat. If you do good deeds, you will get the good rewards. If you are doing bad deeds, you are going to get the bad reward. Just like a tit for tat. Okay. Now, what we can say? So, as you sow, shall you reap. Okay. The poem, English proverb, very famous proverb. So, as you sow, whatever you sow, that only you are going to reap it. Okay. So, our third stanza is finished now. In the third stanza, we are seeing the dilemma of Ralph the rover. He is in trouble now. Okay. In our fourth stanza, in the last stanza, the climax of the story comes to an end. The ship was completely covered with fog. Okay, there was haze, moisture, and there was a fog, and this fog has totally covered the ship, and fog blocked the sun and wind. Sun rays which was coming on the ocean, it has now stopped, and wind which was blowing, it has also completely blocked by the fog. This fog has already blocked the sun and wind. Okay. Now they did not know the direction. The mariners, means that Ralph the rower, his captain, he does not know the direction. There is a darkness, and in the darkness they could not make out where to go. Suddenly in the evening, the wind stopped blowing, and wind has already stopped blowing. There is no wind over the surface of the ocean, and rowers, Ralph, he has tried to calm his crew. He gave some consolation. He started boosting the morale of his crewmen. Okay, by saying that don't worry, nothing is going to happen. Soon the moon will rise, and in this way we will get some shadow of the moon, and on the basis of the shadow of the moon our ship would push it forward. You don't worry. He gave some consolation to his crewmen on the ship, and they would moonrise would bring some light. Okay, moonrise would bring some light, and on the basis of the light we will take the advantage. Then ship was sink under the strong waves. Then what happened ultimately? In the evening there was no wind, and moon does not rise, and in this way their tragic ends comes, and the ship was already drowned under the ocean, and in this way Ralph the rower he met with a tragic end. Okay, this is the story of the stanza number 4. Now let us have a glance over the text. On the deck the rower take his stand, so dark it is, they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is a dawn of the rising moon. On the deck the rower takes his stand. Rower, he took the stand. Means what is the stand? Is that so dark it is there, see no land. He could not see anything. So now at this moment the rower, he wants to take a decision. He took the decision by giving some consolation to his crew, and in this way he is very much optimistic. He does not lose the hope, and he started giving motivation to his crew member by saying that don't worry, the moon will give us shadow, okay, moonlight will come and we will take the advantage of it, you don't worry. Coach said, Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for the dawn of the rising moon. Can hear and one the breakers roar. For me thinks we who should be near the shore. Now where we are I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. Now what happened here? See, down means the first appearance of the light in the morning. Down means the first appearance of the light in the morning, the first appearance of light in the morning, there I cannot tell, but I wish I could hear the Inchcape bell. They hear no sound. The swell is strong, though the wind had fallen. They drift strong along till the vessel strike with a shivering shock. Oh, Christ is the Inchcape rock. Oh, Christ is the Inchcape rock. It means what? Now his own ship's had hit the Inchcape rock and was going to sink with all his riches, whatever he has plundered and looted in the sea. He was sure to die. Sir Ralph the rower tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rushed in every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Now what happened here? Nearby the Inchcape rock, what happened? This Ralph the rower, his ship was, after coming from the Scotland, Scotland, what happened? His ship is collided. Ralph, he has cut the Inchcape bell, and at the Inchcape bell, Inchcape rock. Now what happened in the end? The Inchcape bell, he has already cut off the Inchcape bell nearby the Inchcape float, Inchcape rock. So what happened now here? His ship's rover's ship, their own ship has collided with the Inchcape float, Inchcape rock. Their own ship. Now what happened? Their own ship has already collided at the Inchcape rock, and in this way their ships has already gone under the water, and in this way the tragic ends comes to an end. And when the ship was sinking under the water, at that time one devil's voice comes. What was the voice? See in the text now. But even in the dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rower hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing his knell. So what happened? He did bad deeds of cutting the Inchcape rock, Inchcape bell. Now what happened? He has already down under the water, and this is the sign of the hell. Okay. Now rower along with his crew members, he went under the water, and this is the symbol of hell. He did a wrong work, and in this way he is facing the hell. Who? Rower. Then Sir Ralph the rower tore his hair when he saw that ship is sinking under the water at that time in the sinking ship. What he saw? He teared his hair in a fit of anger, despair. Despair means disappointed. He was very much disappointed. Despair. Despair. Disappointed. Disappointed. Disappointed means what? He is very much disappointed, and he started tearing his hair. Okay, he started tearing his own hair, and he was very much disappointed. And in this way, he met with a tragic end. And so now the message of this poem in the fourth stanza, we see that he did bad deeds. He did bad deeds, cutting off the bell. So when he cut the bell, at that time what happened? He is having the jealousy. He's having jealousy, and this jealousy has brought his tragic end. Now the message, we are getting the fourth message of this poem that I am writing on the board. What are the four messages of the poem? All are the similar mostly. First one message is that as you sow, so shall you reap. So shall you reap. Next is crime gets its own punishment. Its punishment. Next is what goes around comes around. Next is tit for tat. So, dear student, here we are getting a powerful message that means moral of the story is that this entire poem is that as you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever you are going to sow, whatever you cultivate, that only you are going to get in return. Okay, if you will do good work, you will get good reward. If you will do bad work, you will get the bad reward. So, okay, and crime gets its own punishment. So what crimes rover did? He cut the Inchcape bell. Why? Because he don't want the sailors to take the advantage of that of the sea. And in the jealousy, he has already cut off the Inchcape bell. So crime gets its own punishment. Okay. So what he did means a rover. He cut off the Inchcape bell, and he get its own punishment. Okay. His own ship has already collided, and he has drowned into the water. And in this way, he met with a tragic end. So what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. And tit for tat, very famous proverb. Tit for tat. What you will do? That only if you are doing good deeds, you are going to get the good rewards. If you are doing the bad deeds, you will get the bad rewards in your life. Then next, evil digs a pit for others, but falls into the same. What is the meaning of this proverb? Evil digs a pit. Whatever pothole you will make, okay? If you will make the pothole for other people, so that other people will fall into the pothole, and and in this way they will suffer, and I will not get and I will get the advantage. It is not like that. You may fall. Whatever potholes, whatever you will dig, whatever pit you will make, okay, it is not like that others people will fall in that hole. You may also fall into the that hole, okay, but falls into the same. You may fall into the same potholes, the pit, okay. So do not. The moral of the message of the poem is that we should not give trouble to other people. We should not commit crime. Okay, we should be helpful to other people. We should have a humanitarian value in ourselves, okay, and we should not have a selfish nature. So the Ralph is having the selfish nature. He is thinking about his own selfish gain. But what happened? He got a very bad reward in the end, and his ship was down on the ocean, and he has already dead. Now he is no more. So Abbott of Aberbrother, he was having sympathy towards the sailors. He did this work for the sake of the sailors, not for his selfish gain. If you will do the work, you will have the other people keeping means aside your selfish gain, then you will get a reward. If you will become selfish, you are thinking about your own self, then that is not going to benefit you in your life. You should think about others. Okay, you must have a common goal for all the people who are living around you. So in this way, we get this powerful message, and we should follow all these proverbs in our day-to-day life. Okay, so now we have completed our entire poem. So dear student, if you are having any queries, you please write your comment on the comment section in our YouTube channel. Thank you.